Alright, welcome back everybody. We're going to do some more painting with Pete from the Rage Quit Wire. So we're going to finish up these Lannister Mountains Men because that's the thing that I've been trying to do. Trying to get these guys done. So that's going to be our goal. They're already washed and they're pretty good to go. There's just some leather and some other parts that I'll add a highlight to. And then I already got the bases black, so that's good to go. I might put a layer of that on there again, but we're going to finish up mostly all the other colors like the yellows and everything else. And then once we're done, well, either done or working in between, there's a couple other characters that we're going to start working on and finishing. And once again, this is still from the Lannisters. So we got Cersei, Captive Jaime. So he actually got his hand cut off, which is pretty sweet model. We got the alternate mountain model, which he's pretty actually done. I think I just might paint the base black and maybe highlight his face or something. This is the, what's that, the Sparrow, I think that's his name. Then we have, obviously, Tyrion, little half man. And yeah, so we'll kind of add some colors to those while we're finishing up these Mountains Men, because they are almost done. So let's take, I'm going to finish this banner first, and I'm just going to paint the wolves that are on the banner. Where's my handle? There it is. And we'll just paint this up. We're just going to outline basically the wolves / hound that are on the banner. Let's tilt that so it's not quite. Sorry, I'm just adjusting the camera so that way it's not blinding. There we go. Yep, so definitely happy to be almost done with this unit. Like I said, just a lot of detail with it. Kind of need some new brushes too, now that I'm looking at what I'm doing here. So, like I said before, I usually use one brush, and I usually like beat it up, and then eventually I'll switch it out. Yep, and we'll see if anybody shows up on the stream. Trying to get back in the routine of doing the same time. Was shooting again for closer to 2, but I had some stuff pop up. Plus, I know actually, excuse me, Jacob actually had his stream for the store, which is awesome because the store is going to open back up in a limited fashion. So if you want to check that out, watch the video that he posted. The mountain. And this didn't come out so well on the bottom. That's okay. As long as the banner kind of shows, which it definitely is. I think this is the worst part about the mountains unit is the mountain himself and the unit have a lot of these three hounds logos, and it's just kind of tedious work. But yeah, super excited Jacob's kind of responsibly getting things back together. I know everybody's kind of itching. I'm just happy he's not jumping the gun. No, Dennis, I should also be on the YouTube. I will check real quick to see. I'm definitely streaming on Facebook. YouTube channel. No, go away. Hit a stupid ad. Yep, painting on YouTube as well. Yep. Glad to have you on, Dennis. Feel free to stay on and chat a while. I'm going to be on until I finish this Lannister unit, so however long that takes. Okay. The Facebook link is on the Final Round Facebook page, Dennis. So the Final Round Game Shop in Somerville. The stream I do on the weekdays, I do through their site. So if you just search Final Round Game Shop, should pop up. You can take a look at it and see me stream through there. Cool. All right. We'll highlight that yellow maybe a little bit, but is there any more black I need to get? All right, you guys aren't going to see this because I got to get this top portion of their neck right above the banner. Okay. All right. So we got the black. Let's get this snake bite leather taken care of. So we're going to use this. It's called XV88. It's a color that you would see in like a Tau army. So we're going to use that to kind of clean up these belts and bags and stuff. This time next week. I say usually I try to stream right around 2 o'clock for the final round. Yeah, because this is all that I'm cleaning up right now is from the contrast paint kind of, it's not giving it a smooth look, so I'm just kind of going back over and smoothing it out. And that's about all we need to do right there. Cool. And on to the next one. This next model is kind of what the main part where I'm just like, yeah, I need to fix that. And that's on these bags on the back of them. Just need to be smoothed out a bit. There we go. Get his belt. Your doggo barking in the background. Okay. So that looks a lot better, a little more cleaned up for sure. So we're going to do that for all of these guys, where we're just going to clean up that leather on the back and on the front and on the sides. Say, Dennis, what are you working on? Painting yourself, or you just getting up? Oh, Lord, help me. Been a rough day in the house. Just had my dogs almost scrap. They get like jealous of each other. And then they'll be like, no, you move, no, you move. And then they just start like snapping at each other. It's like, God, you guys are so dumb. I love dogs, but when they get like that, it's just like, come on. Do. I don't know what it is about this mountains unit, but this brown contrast paint did not go super well on it. Emails, that's what I was supposed to be doing this morning. Just didn't quite get there. We'll leave that like that. Sure. Yep. Yeah, we'll do this brown, then we'll repaint the red, and then the yellow. Then we'll be good. Alright, think. Cool. Think good. Oh yeah, this is the one. So these are the ones on there, like you can just see when you pool too much of that on there, you really gotta be careful of that, because then you gotta go back over it and clean it up like that. And the problem is if you don't have the right colors, then it's hard to fix. Luckily, most of the contrast paints I have the equivalent of the color, so when it pools or looks stupid, which it does sometimes, I have the paints to clean it up. Is it windy outside? It's odd. It's the wind. Hey, stop, Mal. I know I was playing, but don't get barking. But you said there was something. You don't like the show Game of Thrones, Dennis? Yeah, these minis are really cool, but it's interesting you're not a fan of the show. Because it seems like it'd be kind of up your alley. You know, it's like kind of your high fantasy. Because dragons, dead, knights, berserkers, rogues, all seems right up your alley, Dennis. Well, I think it's one of those things where people really get into a show and just sometimes you miss it, right? There's been shows where people are like, "Oh, have you seen the new blah blah blah?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not really into the show." And then kind of when the hype's over, I go back and watch stuff like that sometimes, and I really enjoy it. So I would say if you get a chance to sometime, doesn't have to be obviously anytime soon, but it's a show I think you'd like. It's just when do you want to dedicate the time to kind of watch it? Or if you're a book nerd, you could always just read it. Yeah, that was so when I was first getting into the show too, I was really also attached into Khal Drago, and yeah, they killed him off, and I was like, this was like your coolest character, and he was supposed to be the one that leads the Dothraki and helps the Khaleesi get her kingdom back, and now none of that can happen. So I was just kind of like, that sucks. But unlike you, Dennis, I didn't let it ruin the whole show. I attached myself to other characters and then got sad when they died. That's fine. I can respect that. There's shows I've watched also where people are like, oh, this show's great. And I'm kind of like, it kind of sucks. What's a show I did that with? I feel like there's a lot of shows people say I'd like and I don't, especially some historical shows. I think one was like Mad Men. People were like, "Oh, dude, you love Mad Men." And I'm like, "Eh, watched it, didn't care for it." It's kind of like this Tiger King thing. I refuse to watch Tiger King. I don't like breeding stupidity. Okay, and we got one more guy with the brown. Sweet. I'm going to keep this yellow dirty, actually. All right. Brown complete. All right. Next, we'll do some red. This evil sons. Yeah, it's kind of funny when people bring up a show to you and you just kind of like, all right, that's cool, bro. You really like your show. That's cool. Stop assaulting me with your love for the show. Some of these won't have, remember, hardly any red on them, which is fine. Who are you? One thing I do like about Game of Thrones, I do like how the good guys don't always win. Because I think that's pretty realistic, right? That just sometimes the bad guy's going to win. So that's kind of why I actually like the Lannisters and the Boltons and Walder Frey. I mean, okay, I don't like Walder Frey. He's kind of a jerk, but the Lannisters and the Boltons, I can find some things I kind of like about them with some of their family members, and I can understand it. Like Tywin, I think Tywin's just a beast, just a ruthless tactician. So that is one of the things I like. Like I understand what you're saying, Dennis, because I was kind of like that with Khal Drago as well. But like I said, there's something awesome about Tywin Lannister just being a boss and just killing people and advancing his family. I think it is kind of cool that in some of the families you like some of the characters, and in other families you might hate some of the other characters. Like obviously people like hate the Lannisters. Like I think that's pretty common knowledge, but a lot of them still love Tywin. Not Tywin, sorry, Tyrion. What do I have after this? That might be it. I mean, I'm trying to keep these guys simple. So I think the banner yellow I might highlight a little bit. I think besides that, I'm going to call these guys probably good after this red. So some of the yellow might get a little highlight. Okay. The Reigns of Castamere stuck in my head. And I also will say that I have never cheered so loud when Joffrey dies in the show. I did not like that dude. I even like the Lannisters. I do agree that the Game of Thrones storyline definitely showed more adult content than they needed to at times, as far as um, you know, sexuality and whatnot. So I agree that there's too many privates being shown in a lot of parts of the movie, and really for no reason. I feel like that was a director's decision because when I read the first book, like there's a scene where in the show it makes it seem like there's not consent given when Khal Drago marries, Dany. But in the book, there totally was. There's this whole thing where, Khal Drago almost wouldn't touch her until, she wanted to, until that consent was given. So, yeah, I think the show made some decisions that maybe the books, and it might just be get some nerds into the show. Alright, let's paint this banner up and let's see what the boys are looking like. Where's my yellow? Black and yellow, black and yellow. You know what it is. That's because you're a rebel, Dennis. I've been that way too, where I don't play a game or I don't watch a show because I'm like, don't tell me what to like. I know what I like. Alright. I'm just going to clean up this yellow. And then we'll see what the unit looks like and if there's anything else we need to touch up. Okay. But I will say that there have been some times where I watch a show, or choose not to watch a show, I should say, and it's almost in spite. Like, I'm not going to watch this because everybody's watching it, and I don't want to be like everybody. But then I go back and watch it, I'm like, okay, I see why people are watching this. Alright. Let's see what we're looking like here. And there's a lot of other highlights I could go into, but for the sake of speed painting, we're not going to. One sec, I'm just turning some guys around. Okay. Alright, so we got the mountains unit painted up, ready to go. So like I said, a lot more highlights could be put into the unit. But they look really good from the way that they're standing. So we're not going to mess with it too much because we don't want to. And the cool thing is when you play this game, the way they do characters are really interesting. So characters are kind of like unit upgrades, where all you do is you take a model that represents the character, and you just put them in the left front corner of a unit. So if you wanted to add the mountain to this unit, you would just put him next to him. And good God, look how huge the mountain is. It's a man. So, mountains men, doing. Dandy. I'm going to seal those boys later. So, we got the mountains unit done. And let's go ahead and work on some of these characters. So, you're kind of done. This guy, Sparrow, we might just leave the way he is. Basic, done. So I'm not gonna mess with him. Kind of like the way he is. All right, let's get red on Jamie. We're gonna make, so this is captive Jamie. So we're gonna work on him, I think, for the rest of our time here. And he's gonna be kind of this filthy, dirty kind of looking dude. So let's put some red. We're gonna want some red, some brown. Sure, we'll start with that. Old captive Jamie. Where are we going to put this red? So first off, let's put a little bit on the bandages. Let's kind of do a red on, I think the only thing we'll do red on this is the cloak because the rest of it he's going to be like filthy. Lots of brown, lots of dirts. Just filthy. But yeah, the models for this range are amazing. You know what you should do, Dennis, if you hate everything about the system of Game of Thrones, but you still want to get the models and paint this game, and then someday maybe even play it, is just do the free folk. Because the free folk are, obviously they're free, right? So they don't do a lot of the same things that the normal society in Game of Thrones does. So they're all about, independence. They have giants that fight for them, skin changers, seers. Stop. You're fine. Dog's getting all whiny. Like, I want to go outside. We'll go outside when we're done. So yeah, if you like the minis, Dennis, I would definitely look at Free Folk. And I think once you look at those models, you'll probably buy them just because of how cool they are. Or you can play Tabletop Simulator with me and play them that way. Maybe I'll convince you to do that. Because I feel like you could just enjoy this game without loving the show, because the game's smooth, the models are amazing, and you don't have to deal with all the sex. And you can still play Khal Drago. He doesn't have to die. You can be the Khal that rides. They just came out with the Targaryens. So you can play the Khal and his mounted, whatever the hell they're called, Dothraki, veteran screamers, whatever they are. I sold him. He's doing it. He hasn't responded, but this is where I get him. Sorry, guys. Just gotta get in this spot that is like really kind of crazy in there. I actually gotta take him off this, I think, to get that. Yeah, I'll send you some pictures later, Dennis, of like the Dothraki and the Khal Drago mini. It's pretty sweet. Eventually, they're gonna get dragons too. Yeah, the wildlings are the free folk. All right, I think we're. Nope, gotta get this last shoulder. It's a fun game. We'll play it sometime, Dennis. I think you'll hate me more because you'll like it. All right, so we do. Jamie's not all perfect blonde when he's kind of being held captive, so we are going to use a brown to base his hair. So let's do this. Let's do this contrast. All right, we can get back on that. Yeah, I just, any kind of minis, cool mini or not, puts out, just look cool. And these are based off of some of the drawings and ideas from the books. So you're not going to see like the actors portrayed in the art or the miniatures. You're going to see what they envisioned it from the books. So keep that in mind too when you look at this stuff. Yeah, and for a game that's as big as A Song of Ice and Fire is, it's actually price wise not that bad to get into. Um, if you compare it to another game like Warhammer Fantasy, you might spend like hundreds, if not close to like $1,000, doing this. Whereas this game, you know, you can buy the starter for like $90, get the 2 or 3 boxes that you need. So by the time you got your army kind of built up, you might have spent $300 on it, brand new. Obviously, if you don't buy it brand new, then you can save some more money that way. Okay. We're in there. Old handless Jamie. I don't know why I took him off. Alright, where's this other brown? That is curious. That's my flesh color. Sorry, I'm looking for the brown I'm trying to use. Legion. We do need the metal here. That's not it. There it is. Huh. Is it over here for some reason? Use that, guys. Oh, I can use this one. Oh, no, it's right. Hiding behind my blue. How it got there, I will never know. I put it there. Hate it when I can't find it, though. Yeah, I've painted those giants up before, Dennis. They're pretty cool models. That needs to go over there. Go there. Did I ever send you the pictures, Dennis, of my Free Folk army I painted up? If not, I'll have to send it to you sometime. Yeah, I painted up pretty good number of the Free Folk. It's pretty cool. Okay. What about you, Tyrion? You got a little belt buckle. Cool. She doesn't have anything. She's Cersei. Cool. Yeah, I'll send you. Here, let me see if I got them right now. Actually, might. Twitter, ho. Rage Quit Wire. Sorry, this might take a second because I tweet a lot. You know what? Maybe if we do this. Let's see here. Not as many as I thought there would be. Well then. Let's just keep staring at handless Jamie for a second. Alright, getting close to it. That's all my magic cards that I randomly got screenshots of, which I don't know why. It's my Malifaux stuff. God, I got a lot of stuff. Jacob's like, everything good? Yeah, we're good. Stop on the stream. Okay, what do we got? We gotta be getting closer. Okay, that's wrestling. Okay, I think we're getting close, Dennis. Okay, these are older pictures, right? Okay, I think that's too far. Too far. I might have to find them some other way because I think they're not on my phone anymore. All right. Well, I'll have to show them because they turned out pretty good when I did them. All right, let's get some skin tone. Let's get Jamie's only hand. All right. While we're here, might as well get some skiing on the old Circe. Prime black. I hate priming black, especially on a model like her. Because you just got to think when you prime, it's like if you want bright colors, you waste so much time priming black. Because you got to build, it's so much easier to tone down and bring it back up. So, just think about that when you paint stuff. You're like, oh, I'm going to give her a pink dress. Then why are you priming it black? Why are you the way you are? Oh, let's get the little half man. Make the half man fly. Make the bad man fly. Alright. Calling you good there. Cool. Alright, so back to handless Jamie. Okay, that sounds awful. That you prime black on everything. So let me ask you this, but I kind of seen the way you paint though, Dennis. Don't you prime black, but then you kind of either airbrush or dry brush up to a gray? So aren't you really just kind of priming gray? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But just seeing your paint style, I would say that's what I think you do, which to me is really priming gray, not black. Because I've seen people do the dry brush thing before. Where they're like, oh, I primed it black, but then I'm dry brushing gray so I can see all the high points. Like, well, then you're really painting gray. Hold on, Mal. Don't get all jumpy on me. Okay. So we're good there. Sorry. Okay, so let's do dark brown and then a tan. So where's my snake bit? That you can drink the whole town dry. Let's do this brown since we're looking for stuff. Yeah. See, I think you just like making it difficult for yourself then, Dennis. Because to me, so when you build up from dark to light, I think you can do some cooler things. It just takes so much more time. Right? So, because that's how I used to paint before these like washes and contrasts and stuff came out. I used to prime black and, I'd put my darkest red on. And then I go to the next red on the parts that I wanted that brighter red. And then I go to the brighter and then I go to orange or whatever. So, but we're not heathens anymore, Dennis. We don't have to paint that way. We're not savages, Dennis. We have the tools to paint. Okay, and then we're going to put this light brown on, and then we'll give old Jamie a wash. Why not? I'll just put the light brown on instead of using the contrast. Gotta check the mail. Don't know if I got my overhead arm so I can get a better view while I'm painting for y'all. That should be coming in this week early. Okay. Alright, we'll give that a sec, and then we'll give him a wash. A sec to dry. Not looking too bad. So he's actually a pretty cool character, though. that basically what you do is you put handless Jamie or captive Jamie, I think what he's actually called. So you put him in a unit, an enemy unit, because they've captured Jamie. And then when you kill that unit, you get more victory points for it. So it's like you're getting Jamie back and you get more victory. The cool thing is, since Jamie's a fighter, the captive Jamie model does like a wound each time that unit activates. So it's like he's secretly killing them off, trying to get loose. A lot of cool mechanics in the game like that. Yeah, I think primer does come down to style. I can paint pretty much any primer. I've tried them all, painted them all. Sometimes when I don't have the color I want, I can, like these models. These models were primed, I think, black. Some of them were gray. And I can paint either style. Because personally, I've just done any color primer, really. So I think you're right there, Dennis, that it does come down to a lot of what's your style, what do you prefer. Okay. All right, let's see what Jamie looks like in the wash. All right. So Jamie, captive, in the wash. Not bad. We'll even dry brush some brown onto him just to make it look like he's even more dirty and captive. We'll give him some blonde highlights, but we do want to keep it kind of like dark blonde because if you remember from the show, Jaime Lannister doesn't even look blonde because he's just been living in his own filth for a while. So, what's up, Jacob? Definitely fine. You sent me a text and you're like, is everything okay? Yep, we're definitely fine. Painting the old Lannisters, trying to finish them. Sorry, I'm chewing on ice. That probably sounds awful. I apologize. All right, so you're going to go over here because you're just going to be a drying. All right, so I think I'm actually going to call you good too because, so we basically got 3 that we're pretty good with. Let's get the dark brown so we can darken their hair. Whenever I paint blonde, I like to base it brown. Because that way I can either build it up to super blonde or I can just keep it like a dirty blonde. The half man. I drink and I know things. Cool, cool. Halfman's got his base colors on except for his glass. Okay, you're fine. We just need to do your hair. It's so nice to paint these after painting those mountains men. Like there's a lot of detail in like the folds, but it's not like a lot of different colors and different metals, and it's just nice to paint. Something that's very straightforward. Okay, I think you're good. A Thursday? Okay. And let's get a gold goblet for the half man. Well, Operation Get Dennis to Play a Song of Ice and Fire has begun. Cool. And when that's dry, we're going to be ready for wash. I don't think she has anything gold on her, does she? Nope, 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 nope. We'll call that good. I know, Dennis, I'm pretty good at guilting. Plus, if the models are cool, I know that I'll already get you on board there. Be like, Dennis, look at these cool models. You can. I know you can't resist. Let's do a brown wash on the skin. Do some sepia. Don't worry, Mel. Almost. We're almost done. I'm gonna maybe about 10 more minutes. Okay, you can do it. You can do it. Oh, got my puppy dog. She's like, I don't want to be on camera. Sorry for moving that. She was just kind of being adorable. Okay. And then we just need a black wash on the rest of them. Let's see here, where did I... There it is. Allison, what are you doing? Just like, want to go outside. Almost. Still out. Okay. Get the Circe. We'll let that brown wash settle before we wash her skin with either a black or a contrast paint, so we're not going to worry about that right now. Okay. All right. So let's kind of see where we are to wrap up the show, the stream. All right. So we got the characters. Some of them were already pretty close to being done. We got the mountain, got the sparrow. Cersei's got to wash. Handless Jamie's kind of washing as well. And we'll kind of base them up as they dry. But I think that's a good place to end the stream. There we go. Jamie. Dennis, look at how cool these models are, especially like the mountain. I mean, you kidding me? Look at him. Look how majestic he is. So, I showed you the Baratheon Knights, right? Where they just look cool, just in their clad in armor. Let me grab one or two just because I'm not sure you have seen them. All right, well, those are the Lannisters. I'm going to leave the mountain here just for like comparison. So we got the mountain. And these are some of the Baratheon. That's a Baratheon warden. And then we have Stannis. And then we have another warden with a banner. So, really cool models. Definitely enjoying the game. The models are great. Yep. Finishing up. Cool. Just check in. Sweet. Okay. So, yeah. Just make sure that you guys, if you want to see more painting content, getting back into the swing of things, definitely trying to do it more consistently. Last week, got a little bit off, had to make a road trip and stuff. But glad to be doing it again. The Lannisters are starting to come out really cool, the models that we are. And we did finish up our mountain unit, Mountain's Men. So let's slide all of these Lannisters over. Mountain Man, you come over to the side. Get one more shot of our units. Definitely very cool. Yep. So if you guys want to kind of support our content, make sure you support, firstly, the Final Round Game Shop. Make sure you support your local game store. Jacob is opening back up. I believe he actually just opened up at 4. So he's probably got people coming in to pick stuff up as they order it. You can order it on his new site, Final Round Games. You can order it on there. Go pick it up. Most local stuff is pickup. There's some stuff you can get shipped, but I would say most of it is available for pickup. He is saying, I think he's closed around 8. That seems pretty normal. Magic stuff is coming out on Thursday. Commander stuff should be Friday. First come, first serve for Commander, though. He didn't get a full stock of it, just like most stores didn't because of the crisis. So I think it's first come, first serve, and you only get one pack of it, or one deck. So you kind of be like, I want this deck, pick it up. You can't pick up one of each, it sounds like so far. So, sorry. I mean, he'll get more of them. He's just trying to get it to as many people as he can. That way it's fair. That way we don't have 2 people coming in and buying it all up. So, if you want to support my content, if you like the paint stuff I do, we also do a podcast on a lot of tabletop games, including A Song of Ice and Fire, games like God Tier, Guild Ball, a lot of different games, Malifaux. just check us out. We talk about it. We talk about painting in general on some of our episodes and hobbying. And yeah, you can support us by either going on YouTube, clicking the like, share, subscribe buttons and stuff, getting notifications when we stream. You guys can also support us directly with Patreon. We do have a lot of patrons that support us directly. I'm currently adjusting the levels. I'll probably actually adjust that tonight. That way I can, we want to let people donate as much as they can in these kind of trying times. So we are adjusting the levels for that. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Really enjoyed painting this unit up. I'm super glad they're done. And we'll see you all next time.